Hello, my beautiful Aries. Welcome to the channel, and thank you so much for joining me today. This reading is going to be for December 2025. I want you to know that this reading will be split into a few different sections. We will start with general energy messages. We will get into career and finance, and we will get into a love reading. In the love reading, it will also be split for singles and people in relationships. With that being said, there will be timestamps down below, and I want you to only take what resonates with you. Let's begin. Okay, Aries, so we have here 3 oracle cards for you that are showing a really strong message for you. So the first one is this medicine guardian, right? And the message for the main situation is to be open to healing information. And this can mean many things in many different aspects of your life because this is the general energy message. The medicine guardian wants you to keep an open mind and to not shut down ideas or information that might not be necessarily something that you expect. So be open to unconventionality. There could be something very healing coming to you that might not look the way that you think it should. And then there's the block here, which is the autumn, and it says release the old and rest. There's this need to release and shed the old skin, right? This could be people that don't belong in your life anymore, things that don't serve you anymore. Spirit is saying that you need to start releasing the things that you know are weighing you down, right? And there's also this energy of not being hyperactive and taking time to rest and restore yourself. The outcome, you have the shaman, and it says trust in higher focus forces, meaning that there's divine justice, okay? So if there's certain things that feel unfair, if there's certain things that have not worked out in your way or the way that you think it should have, Spirit is saying, trust the divine forces, right? So trust the divine, trust God, trust that your spiritual tribe has your back. So very strong message for the general. I'm going to go ahead and get into it a little bit deeper with the tarot cards and see what else we can get from this message. Oh, interesting. So the devil is showing up here. And the devil symbolizes restrictions. It symbolizes essentially this energy that wants to keep you in chains, right? But the devil can also symbolize the ability to see that there is a choice, right? Because the devil is essentially the shadow part or the shadow version of the lovers, right? At the end of the day, you have a choice, right? The devil can also symbolize temptation in your lives, right? There could be someone triggering you. Maybe some of you guys are dealing with a Capricorn, but regardless of the sign of the person or the situation, this could be something that's keeping you in shackles, that's keeping you restricted, that's keeping you in a perspective that you feel there is no way out, right? And that's really important for you to be aware of, because the main thing with the devil is that you can also use the devil energy for unconventionality. So kind of similar to the medicine guardian, right? Of receiving healing information. Sometimes this healing information can be a tough pill to swallow, right? But sometimes the unconventionality of certain situation or certain messages that might come your way can actually be the key to freedom. So again, keep an open mind. You are not stuck. You are not tied to these situations, negative narratives, or temptations. You have the ability to move forward, okay? You have here the 10 of torches, which is the 10 of wands, right? And the 10 of wands speaks about essentially dropping a burden. And it's really interesting because you have also the oracle saying release the old and rest, right? So there's this need to release whatever it is that is keeping you restricted, suspended. I even heard the word suspended. So it's really interesting that suspended is a word, because I feel like it just speaks about stretching yourself too thin, right? The 10 of torches is this energy of knowing that you can take a different route, that you can put these torches down, and this weight doesn't have to be yours for you to carry. You have a choice, right? Release and reset, set expectations, and set different boundaries for yourself. Even if certain people might have difficulties with understanding where you're coming from, you have to serve yourself before you serve others, okay? And you have here the 5 of swords, and it's talking about this energy of having a toxic environment, which is really interesting because the 5 of swords along the lines with the shaman, right? Which is talking about trust in higher forces. The 5 of swords is this energy of essentially being in a very toxic environment, being around people that want to win at all costs, that are willing to do whatever it takes, meaning crossing you, crossing other individuals. This is someone, or individuals, it doesn't have to be just one person, but this is an energy that is, I will win at all costs. I don't care who I have to cross, right? The problem with this energy is that if you don't get out of this environment, then you start to turn into the same energy. So it's really important for you to understand, again, you're not stuck in this situation. The devil there symbolizing that energy of restriction, bondage, right? Temptation. I don't know how to get out of this situation. Spirit is saying you have to trust in the healing information that's coming your way, even though this healing information could feel like an Ace of Swords, which is a harsh truth, right? But regardless, there is a weight that you have to drop in the problem or even the solution, because it could be a problem or a solution. The thing is that this is all in your hands. So you can choose to drop it or you could choose to continue in this situation, right? So very important for you. Let's go ahead and close it out, Aries. What is the final message for Aries? Final message, the Five of Pentacles. And the Five of Pentacles talks about a state of lack, right? And what I like to say with the Five of Pentacles is that the state of lack at the end of the day is within you, okay? So you can choose to change your mindset and you can look at things from a different perspective versus a state of lack, right? So the Five of Pentacles, yes, maybe you're going through certain difficulties that make you feel like you don't have the abundance or the resources that you need. But it's also a recipe for you to understand that when you start to shift your mindset, your reality also starts to shift. Okay. So Aries, this is what I have for you, general. We're going to go ahead and move into career and finances. Okay. All right, Aries. So for career and finances, we have here the Queen of Wands, which is a beautiful energy for career and finances. It shows a lot of confidence. It shows that this is the perfect time for you to make negotiations, to present something. It could feel that you're getting recognition during this time, or this is a great time to attract a new opportunity. What's blocking you here is the Lovers, which is really interesting. Could be that you are potentially around a Gemini. The Lovers is about a choice. Maybe you're balancing a choice, having a difficult time making a decision during this time when it comes to career and finances. And then you have the Sun, and the Sun is showing in reverse, which is really interesting. The Sun in reverse can show that maybe there is a situation that doesn't really feel favorable right now. So it's really interesting because your energy is really powerful, but it seems like what's around you could feel a little bit heavy. So let's go ahead and get a bit more clarification on this. Tell me why the Lovers is the block. Okay, so the Lovers with the Knight of Swords. Yeah, maybe some of you guys are dealing with someone that's very impulsive at work. It could feel that maybe someone is not necessarily being a team player. Could feel that, you know, there's a lot of shortcuts that someone wants to take, and that could be very difficult for you to kind of deal with. At the same time, the Knight of Swords can show a very strong focus, but the focus can be very narrow. So it could feel that maybe there's a bigger perspective here that is not necessarily being essentially looked at. We have here the Ten of Swords in reverse. I feel like this is kind of like a repetitive thing and you're kind of over it. So there's a repetition energy, but the Ten of Swords in reverse, it just shows that it's an ongoing thing, right? An ongoing thing that is essentially not good for you, that is causing stress. And it just feels like you're kind of being put in a situation where you have no choice but to deal with this. So that's really, really interesting. Now, with the Sun in reverse, let's get a little bit more on that. Sun in reverse, you have here Six of Wands in reverse. Very interesting. And then you have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So this could show like a delay, a frustration even. And again, it could be because of this narrow-minded perspective that maybe an individual at work has around you. So very interesting. I think too, you are essentially the person that has like the better perspective, the better ideas. Like there could be so many ideas that you have, but right now there's a block at work where maybe you're not being heard, you're not being understood. And I think, like I said initially, the main and most important thing in the reading is that you have a very radiant energy to you right now. You seem and people look at you like you're very confident. That can come across as very intimidating to other people. But this is an awesome energy to utilize if you do want to search for a new opportunity. I feel like you would be very attractive right now with candidacy. Like you would be a really good choice. So it could be a very good time for you to start looking for a new job if this is just not working out for you. So then we have here, yeah, the Temperance. which is like this energy of balance, of restoration. So I really like the Temperance showing up there. I feel like there's just something that you have to start balancing out. And there is this energy of pouring back into your own cup, moving from alignment, right? So if something in your job is really disturbing you, it's really not good for you, you know what I mean? Like it's causing you too much stress, it's causing you restlessness. There's this energy of you got to find the center, right? You have to find the center. So there is even a level of detachment that you have to have in order to cope with this situation. And like I said, for some, this could be a really great time for you to look for new opportunities. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what is the advice. Ooh, those jumped out. Okay, so we have the advice here, Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Wands is showing up in reverse as well. And then we have the Four of Pentacles. Look at that. So the advice with the Four of Pentacles, Ace of Wands with the Four of Pentacles, Ace of Wands being in reverse, and then the Four of Pentacles showing up upright. A Four of Pentacles is this energy of holding on to what you know, right? So that could symbolize the job, right? You're holding on to this job that you know, that you love, that maybe at one point really did fit your needs, or maybe just simply financially it's just making sense for you, right? And maybe there is no passion behind that. And that could be why the Ace of Wands is in reverse, right? But also the Ace of Wands in reverse can symbolize that you're creating a block for yourself by holding on to this particular situation just because it might make sense financially. Spirit is saying that there's other opportunities out there for you. You have experience. You have a lot of confidence. Like I said, you are a great candidate right now. Like you will be someone that's very attractive. So this is a great time for employers to look at you and be like, oh, wow, look at your resume. Your resume is very impressive. And you'll be able to really manage these interviews very gracefully. So I really like what I'm seeing here, but there is definitely a situation at work that just feels repetitive, that it just feels like you're just stuck in a loop, and it almost feels like it's taking away your choice for you. But Spirit is saying, again, you have a choice. Just don't hold on to what you feel familiar with so strong that you are not willing to look for new opportunities, okay? So that's what I have for career and finances. And lastly, we will go ahead and move on to love. Okay, my love. So like I said, we're going to go ahead and split this energy reading for singles, and then we're going to get into people in relationships. So for my singles, you have here the 10 of Pentacles showing up as the main situation in love. We have the Ace of Pentacles, and that is posing as the block. Very interesting. And then we have the Strength, and that is showing up as your outcome for love. So 10 of Pentacles, I feel like this is you focusing on your finances, your, you know what I mean, stability. You're very focused on that. You also are not going to settle for anybody that doesn't come and bring a lot of value or, you know, something to the table. You're not willing to compromise. You're not willing to, you know, kind of nourish someone into building themselves. I feel like you are at a point, whoever resonates with this reading, you are at a point that you want someone to be as developed as you are. So that way you guys can combine forces. There is an offer, Ace of Pentacles, but it's posing as an issue because the Ace of Pentacles is showing that someone needs to still continue to build themselves, and you're just not ready, or you're not willing to kind of be patient in that process. Like some of you guys just don't necessarily want to invest your time in someone that in your mind is not up to your standards, right? And Spirit is saying, stay strong in that confidence that you have. Don't compromise your, you know, non-negotiables to make someone fit. You know what I mean? Sometimes, unfortunately, we meet people when they're just not at the level that we need them to be. And someone with a 10 of Pentacles showing up here as the main situation, which is you, you know, and then someone comes here with the Ace of Pentacles. It just feels like you guys are too far behind, right? There's too big of a gap in this situation. The offer that you're being offered, it doesn't really feel like is, you know, what you exactly want, okay? And then the Strength card is saying, have confidence in your decision, have confidence in your, you know, standards, because there is going to be eventually someone that's going to check those boxes for you, right? Obviously, don't be, you know, ridiculous about it, but I know what you're trying to say, like whoever resonates with this reading. I feel like this is someone that has worked really, really hard, that has been in a position before of nurturing someone to, you know, whatever, and it just hasn't worked out. You just want someone that can meet you where you're at, and there's nothing wrong with that. Um, let's go ahead, and I heard the word guilt. Some of you guys might feel guilty for maybe rejecting this individual that might be around you, that might be shooting their shot. You might feel a bit guilty, but again, there's this energy of having to stand strong in your beliefs and in your strength, right? So let me get a little bit more on this Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so the Hierophant. Interesting. Like I said, some of you guys, like, you're ready for like marriage. You're ready for something that you can see growing into that really strong structure. And that Ten of Pentacles, the Hierophant, higher level commitment. You know what I mean? That's what you're looking for. But you're also not going to just settle for anybody that wants to give you that type of commitment. Like, you want someone to be, again, on your level. And we have here the Five of Pentacles. Yeah. Like, this is about someone being in your level. Five of Pentacles. This is about someone potentially not having their finances together. And you don't want to be that person that has to help someone with that. And that's okay, because you work hard for your, stability, for you, what you got, right? Now let's go ahead and get into the Strength card. The Strength card is the outcome. Please give me 2 on the Strength card, please. Thank you. Then we have here the Queen of Swords in reverse. So the Queen of Swords in reverse, I only laugh because the Queen of Swords in reverse can be really harsh with the reality. So I would say, be a little bit more compassionate about the communication. There's no need to be, nasty or really, really rough with someone unless that person obviously crosses certain boundaries. I do feel like this person that you're dealing with can be very persistent. And that could be frustrating. So sometimes you kind of have to show that mean side to you. But just be careful. Use your discernment, obviously, and move with grace, okay? And then we have here the Emperor. Yeah, like, it's like this is what you're looking for, okay? And that's interesting because the Emperor can even show for you that are there being single, right? For the singles, there could be someone coming in that actually has Emperor energy. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for someone that can match your energy, for someone that's bossed up, someone that has their finances together. That way you can merge your worlds. You don't want to go through the old story of having to bring somebody, to life. You want someone that's already there. So again, for some of you guys, you could be dealing with an offer that you might have to reject because it just simply doesn't resonate with you. And that's okay. Don't let guilt make you, you know what I mean? Like, make exceptions. Stand strong in your gut. Okay. You're looking for higher level commitment. You're not trying to waste your time. So this is essentially, it's better to take your time than to, string someone along that just simply doesn't have what you're looking for. Okay. So that's what I have for the singles. Let's go ahead and move forward to my love and relationships. Okay. So for those that are in relationships, we have here the Queen of Pentacles as the situation. What's blocking you here is the Three of Wands. Okay. And then the outcome here is the Three of Swords. Oh no. Okay. So my lovely people in relationships, Queen of Pentacles is this energy of being grounded, trusting your resources, right? This is about appreciating what you have. It's also about kind of taking it slow. Maybe this is the perfect time for you guys to, I don't know, let's say save money, not go out to eat so much. It's about cooking inside the house and spending that quality time. And then the block here is the Three of Wands. And the Three of Wands is showing that there's difficulty with moving forward with something. There's kind of like a block. This kind of making you guys maybe even bicker. I just heard that word bicker about something that you're trying to plan to push forward. And then the outcome here is the Three of Swords. So there could be some wounded hearts at this time, maybe because of the bickering. There could be hurt feelings. And we're going to go ahead and see exactly what that is about. So first, let's go ahead and get into this energy of the Three of Wands. Why is the Three of Wands the block here for my people in relationships? Thank you. Okay, so we have here the Knight of Pentacles. So yeah, there's like this pace that is not picking up the way that you would want it for it to be. So there's this energy of things are taking too long, things are taking too slow. There's this, decision that we made together and this is just not working out the way that we thought it would. And then we have here the Seven of Wands. There's this need of basically making your own way in this situation. So there is kind of like this level of boundaries, firmness that has to happen. And it could be that that's why there's bickering, right? The Knight of Pentacles can also symbolize the commitment that you guys chose to put in this relationship, right? So that commitment could be right now feeling a little bit heavy because of how things are not progressing. There could be that there's a reoccurring issue with you guys. There could be that there is maybe money issues with money, like maybe one person is, being reckless with money, and that could be causing quite a bit of bickering in the relationship. But there's this need, Seven of Wands, speaking up, having boundaries met, being on the same page. And this is also like the Seven of Wands is a card of, speaking out. So it could be that, again, there's arguments, there's bickering, there could be hurt words that could come across between you guys. And that's why we have this Three of Swords. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the Three of Swords and see what that is trying to tell us. Three of Swords, what do we have with that? Okay, so this one wanted to pop up. Where did it go? This one that popped up. Maybe not. Okay. Three of Swords. Oh, yes, it is. So this one, Three of Swords, is the Six of Swords. Do you see that? Six of Swords. Six of Swords can indicate walking away, okay? This is also kind of like walking away from a repeated argument, like waving the white flag. In relationships, this card can be a little tricky because sometimes it can mean that someone's walking away from you without resolution, okay? So that could be quite interesting for you guys. Let's go ahead and get one more for my people in relationships. Okay, that one wanted to show up. And the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups. See? So I like that the Queen of Cups showed up, okay? So I feel like there is a really strong frustration that some of you guys are dealing with. If you are in a relationship, if you find yourself having a repeated argument, if you find yourself being really frustrated with this person, and maybe you guys are hurting each other with your words because there could be boundaries that both of you guys want to establish, and it could just be that, there is no middle ground at this moment. The Six of Swords is showing that some of you guys might just walk away without a resolution. There could be a break that's needed, and there can be some time that you need to have by yourself, or that person needs the time by themselves in order to cool down. However, what I see here with the Queen of Cups, I see that there is this energy of communicating with compassion. So I feel like after there is a period of cool down, there could be a very sincere, beautiful conversation that can really help you guys move forward. However, the moving forward can be either staying in the relationship and making certain, agreements of what things need to change, or it could be that you guys choose to split up, right? So it just depends on the situation. But there is an energy that after things are being superheated, there is this energy of having a really beautiful, productive, and important conversation that's long-term overdue, okay? Regardless, the Queen of Pentacles is the main energy, so that is a very positive energy, but you have to work with it, right? It's like working with the element of earth. It takes work. It takes grit. You have to put forward conscious and intentional effort, okay? So if you want to make this relationship work, there is behaviors that need to change from both ends, okay? So with that being said, please let me know if this reading resonated with you, and if it did, drop me a comment down below with your thoughts. Like and subscribe if you do want to support my channel. I would truly appreciate you, and I'll see you guys on the next one, okay? Bye.